Welcome to Echoes of the Past, where history isn't just old, it's oddly fascinating.
From forgotten facts to bizarre backstories, we dig into the dusty corners of time.
So you don't have to. I'm Jody Lynn, your amateur historian and full-time trivia hoarder.
And I'm Ephraim, here for the facts and the fun.
So let's rewind the clock and press play on the past. On Echoes of the Past, we are unraveling the threads of history's greatest secrets and untold stories.
And tonight, we're stepping into the shadows.
From ancient assassins and royal spies to modern intelligence agencies, secret operations, and black budgets buried deep in bureaucracy, this episode is about the world of espionage.
The people who never make headlines until their missions go wrong, the governments that deny everything, and the quiet wars fought in the back rooms, not battlefields.
Grab your trench coats and encrypted radios because this is the history of espionage and clandestine operations, or the shadows between nations. Espionage is as old as civilization itself. The earliest record of organized intelligence dates back to ancient China, with Sun Tzu's Art of War written around 500 BCE, dedicating an entire chapter to the use of spies. Sun Tzu described 5 kinds: local, inside, double, doomed, and surviving. These classifications still form the foundation of modern intelligence operations. Meanwhile, ancient Egypt's pharaohs relied on trusted messengers and informants to monitor rival kingdoms and prevent uprisings. The Persian Empire under Darius the Great built the king's eyes and ears, a network of agents who reported directly to him, ensuring no satrap grew too powerful. In Greece and Rome, espionage became a political art. Greek city-states used proxynioi, essentially informants, to keep tabs on alliances. Rome institutionalized intelligence through its frumentari, or soldiers turned spies, who infiltrated enemy lands and even monitored Roman citizens. The word espionage itself comes from the French espionner, meaning to spy, a term solidified during the Middle Ages.
By the Renaissance, espionage became a professional craft. European courts, filled with intrigue, double agents, and coded letters, turned information into a political weapon. Queen Elizabeth I's spy master, Sir Francis Walsingham, built one of the history's first true intelligent networks, uncovering plots against the crown, including the infamous Babington plot that led to the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots. Walsingham's been saying that wrong. Walsingham's methods, intercepting mail, using ciphers, and recruiting foreign informants, were revolutionary. Across the Channel, Francis Cardinal, French name, and later Louis the 15th secret bureau, operated covertly to manipulate European alliances. Meanwhile, Tsarist Russia developed the Okhrana, a secret police force infamous for infiltrating revolutionary groups. Some say their interference actually accelerated the revolutions they tried to stop.
That was a lot of big words from them.
Mm-hmm.
By the 19th century, technology changed everything. Telegraphs, photography, and coded communication transformed spycraft from whispers to wires. The American Civil War saw one of the first large-scale uses of organized intelligence. The Union's Pinkerton Agency, led by Alan Pinkerton, provided undercover agents, code breakers, and even early forms of counterintelligence. Pinkerton's female agent, Kate Warren, is often regarded as America's first female spy. She famously foiled a plot to assassinate Abraham Lincoln before his inauguration. In Europe, nations began formalizing espionage. Germany's Abteilung something, Britain's Secret Service Bureau, later M16, and Russia's Okhrana all rose, gosh, neither of us can talk tonight, to prominence. By World War I, espionage became an industry. Mata Hari, the infamous Dutch dancer and accused double agent, became a symbol of seduction and betrayal. Realistically, her intelligent contributions were minimal, but her legend immortalized the romanticized spy archetype. You want to hear something kind of cool about the Pinkertons? They're still around. They're just not called the Pinkertons anymore. So, the Pinkertons were made quite a long time ago, and they were used to find people, obviously. As we both know from Red Dead.
Yeah.
And, I don't remember what his name was, but the Pinkerton Agency went from being the Pinkertons to, like, 3 other names, I think. And now it is a, security firm. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's been around for a long time.
If espionage had a golden age, it was World War II. Every major power built vast intelligence networks. The British Special Operations Executive, SOE, founded by Winston Churchill, specialized in sabotage, resistance coordination, and covert missions across Nazi-occupied Europe. Their motto, set Europe ablaze. Meanwhile, the American OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, later the precursor to the CIA, trained agents in disguise, sabotage, and guerrilla tactics. The OSS recruited academics, actors, and adventurers alike. One agent, Virginia Hall, an American with a wooden leg nicknamed Cuthbert, became one of the Gestapo's most wanted.
I bet you should have took it off to beat some people at some point.
Probably. Germany's Abwehr, all right, under Admiral Wilhelm Canaris, was a paradox. Part efficient, part subversive, with many within secretly working against Hitler. On the Eastern Front, the Soviet NKVD perfected counterintelligence. Using paranoia as a weapon, their agents infiltrated Allied circles so deeply that by the war's end, Stalin had a clearer picture of Western plans than his allies had of his own. Cryptography became the battlefield of the mind. Alan Turing's enigma-breaking team at Bletchley Park shortened the war by years, proving intelligence could be more powerful than bombs.
Did you ever watch that movie? The movie about the Turing's enigma-breaking team?
Nope.
It's a pretty good movie.
Oh man, what are you doing?
When the smoke of World War II cleared, a new war began, a war of shadows. The CIA, formed in 1947, and the KGB, formed in 1954, became rival empires of secrecy. The Berlin Wall wasn't just a physical divide, it was a line of listening posts, dead drops, and defectors. The CIA ran covert operations worldwide, toppling governments in Iran in 1953, Guatemala in 1954, and attempting to assassinate Fidel Castro more than 600 times. The KGB, in turn, infiltrated American and European politics, stole nuclear secrets through agents like Klaus Fuchs, and manipulated propaganda globally. Britain's own Cambridge Five, a ring of elite spies, including Kim Philby, Guy Burgess, and Donald MacLean, betrayed the UK to the Soviets from inside. Is it M16 or M16?
MI6.
MI6, and the Foreign Office. When I said it the first time, I was like, that doesn't sound right. One of the biggest breaches in Western intelligence history. Spy satellites, U-2 reconnaissance planes, and the arms race transformed espionage into high-tech competition. The 1960 U-2 incident, where pilot Francis Gary Powers was shut down over the USSR, blew open the illusion of deniability, humiliating the U.S. on the world stage.
Beneath the visible government lies the black budget, funds hidden from public scrutiny, often used for covert military and intelligence projects. The U.S. Department of Defense's black spending exploded during the Cold War, funding everything from stealth aircraft to MK-Ultra, a CIA program that experimented with mind control, LSD, and psychological manipulation, often without consent. Many of these projects were declassified in the 1970s, shocking the public and spawning endless conspiracy theories.
I was going to say, I think that's where the theories of the plane blowout comes from. The streaks across the sky.
Oh, the chemtrails?
Yeah.
Other shadow projects included Project Stargate, attempts at psychic spying, Area 51, testing secret aircraft, and clandestine weapons development like the Lockheed Skunk Works programs.
Some of these names, I swear.
Yeah. Across the globe, similar shadow efforts operated under names Russia's Department V, China's MSS operations, Israel's Mossad assassinations, and North Korea's Reconnaissance Bureau. Today, the black budgets of major powers exceeds tens of billions, funding satellite espionage, cyber warfare, AI intelligence gathering, and autonomous surveillance systems.
If you hear me giggling, it's because I have the kitten in my arm, and she keeps readjusting in some weird, very uncomfortable looking poses, and it's making me giggle.
It's not as funny as little man over here who got himself into the freaking travel backpack.
Yeah, we found a free travel backpack, the one that has the bubbles for the cats to look out, and we had Miss Bean in it, which is the kitten that I'm holding. We had Miss Bean in it while we were eating because she's the definition of greedy. And she wouldn't stop trying to eat my lasagna that was on my plate as I'm eating it. So now he's in it. So this is great. Spycraft hit the big screen in the 1960s, largely thanks to James Bond. Ian Fleming's novels, he himself worked in British naval intelligence, blended real espionage tactics with glamorized fantasy, martinis, gadgets, and femme fatales. Movies like The Spy Who Came In from the Cold and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy later countered his glamour, revealing the wary, paranoid reality of spy life. In America, Mission Impossible, The Man from UNCLE.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yep. And later, Jason Bourne and Jack Ryan expanded the archetype. In modern cinema, espionage blurred with cyber warfare, with Snowden, Zero Dark 30, and Tenet, reflecting today's shifting intelligence landscape. Video games like Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell, and Deus Ex, we've talked about that one a few times, took the secret world into digital realms, while shows like The Americans and Homeland reimagined the Cold War fears for new generations. What other ones can you think of? Because there's quite a bit that actually have espionage in them, like movies and TV shows and video games. Fallout has some, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, with Fallout,
Because
a lot of that stuff, though, was, like, not the main focus.
No, it was side stuff that you kind of just stumbled upon.
So, like, in Fallout New Vegas, and I think Fallout 76, in Fallout New Vegas, there's a meatpacking building, or it's some kind of industrial building you can go into, and there's Chinese ghouls in there. And
I remember those,
they speak Chinese, and they attack you on sight. So there's that. In 76, there's like a whole like Chinese spy listening post underground that you go to. Fallout 4.
I think it's very small in 4. Like it's
there,
but it's very
there's
small.
the Chinese submarine, but they only really launched the nukes, and that's kind of it. There wasn't really a whole lot in the way of spy stuff that you can figure out.
Yeah, they more talk about communism than anything, if you're going to go into that kind of stuff. But that was the time of the game, you know?
Yeah. The DLC for Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, it's all about doing spy stuff.
Is it?
And infiltrating the antagonist's base and all that other jazz.
I gotta ask, were you obsessed with spy stuff when you were a kid, like most kids?
I think, like, everybody... At
Not
one
too bad.
point or another, yeah. At one point or another, they learn about it, and then it's like the most interesting thing
For a while.
For like the Bermuda Triangle or quicksand or some shit like
Fucking,
that.
I went through the Bermuda Triangle one too. I remember we went to the Scholastic Book Fair, and all I wanted was the fucking spy kit, and my mom let me have it. She's like, "You can have that, but nothing else." I was like, "Okay." Had the fucking disappearing ink, the edible paper, all of that. I was so happy.
Yeah.
Until I realized the paper tasted like shit.
Yeah. Let me see. I got me on mine. Not really.
With Zombie Army or no?
No. Zombie Army's more like the occult. You're fighting occultist Nazis. Red Dead Redemption 2 has the Pinkertons in it.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that.
Yeah.
I went on a whole deep dive on them one day, and I was like, "Oh shit, they're still here."
Yeah.
There's some in Austin.
Yeah.
Or a branch of them.
Well, there's lots of organizations that rebrand after a while. Like, what is it, Blackwater? I think it was called Blackwater. They were a PMC group out in the Middle East that helped us with stuff. But they got up to some shenanigans, and they disbanded, and then they came back under a new name.
Kind of like Black Mesa.
Yeah.
Let me look on my Steam list, because I know I've got quite a few that talk about it.
About spycraft and all that shit.
Yeah. Of course, you got Spy Kids.
The Spy Kid.
I fucking love the Spy Kid movies.
Those movies
they're so cringy, but they're good.
They were weird. My favorite.
They made a new one.
I know. My favorite was the first or second one with Steve Buscemi in it.
Yeah.
He's like, is the reason why God stays in heaven is he's scared of what he's created here on earth. And that was like the most fucking jaw-dropping line in a kid's movie
right.
to think of.
That is equal to when the aliens go by, they lock their doors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Assassin's Creed games.
They do have some, don't they?
Yeah, you like spy on people,
Yeah.
steal documents, all that jazz.
BioShock?
It's it's like the background stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Call of Duty Black Ops. That's the first
Yeah.
one. That's all about spies, fucking special operations, all that jazz. I don't think Counter-Strike has any plot to it, really.
Dishonored has a little bit.
Yeah.
The first one especially. I haven't really finished the second one, so I'm not really sure about that one. But the first one has a lot of spy like craft, spy things to do, all sorts of stuff, because it gives you that whole you can do the whole game without killing one person, kind of a thing. So
Yeah. I've never played the Dishonored
I
games
love
that much.
Dishonored,
Um,
especially the first one. I got bored of the second one.
yeah. Skyrim doesn't really have anything.
I mean, could you count the I want to say the Red Hands, but that's not what
The Black Hands?
That's not what they're called. No, the Assassins.
Yeah, the Black Hands.
I don't know why you saying that. It does not sound right.
Yeah. No, they're just more assassins for hire, pretty much.
I'm trying to think. We've got so many games, and hardly any of the ones that we have would do it.
Yeah, like you said, Metal Gear Solid. I don't really know what Metal Gear Solid's about. Like you said, I know it's about spies and all that stuff, but like the overall arching plot, I could not tell you about.
Sid Meier's has a lot. Especially the newer ones. Which one is it? Is it 6?
I don't know.
Anyways, 5 definitely has it, and a few other of the Sid Meier's has it, and they go in really deep detail about how they work and how to get them to work. That it, like, you have to, like, fully figure out how spy networks work, essentially, to get that to work correctly. Otherwise, you're just going to keep killing people.
Yeah. The Splinter Cell games.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Those ones are... I remember playing one, like, forever ago. Like, on the original Xbox or on the 360.
Xbox.
Or the 360. Star Wars has some of that stuff, too.
What about the game that we play?
Which one? We play a lot of games.
We do. Hold that thought. Keep talking about Star Wars.
So like, I'm watching the Andor series right now, or just every once in a while. Apparently, has a lot of spy stuff and espionage related things. The Division, yeah, there's a few. Well, Splinter Cell's Tom Clancy, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. The Division, I don't know, because the Division mostly is just go to this place, kill all these people, take these documents, then leave. Or
then hurry your ass out.
Then hurry your ass out, or go destroy these turrets, or go take out this boss or this gang leader. So I wouldn't really say it's spycraft stuff, because you're just straight up in there gunning everyone down and not really being sneaky about it.
I mean, you could be sneaky, but nobody does.
Yeah. The Far Cry games, there's a character, Agent Willis, I think his name is.
What you doing, Willis?
He's supposedly CIA. I don't know if he actually is or he's just bullshitting you. I couldn't figure it out. Like, there's that where you go, like some of his missions where you go just get like documents for him or whatever, and that's kind of it. That's all he really does.
A good movie series is The Kingsman. That has spying in it.
Yeah, The Kingsman.
It's a good movie series. I like those.
What else? Other movies did you have on? Or The Man from U.N.C.L.E. That's a good one.
I've heard of them, but I haven't actually watched it.
It's pretty good.
But you know me, I'm weird about military style movies. And stuff
It's not
like
really
that.
military.
But I'm saying, like, I don't look into this kind of stuff because of that.
Yeah, it's Cold War spies, where a CIA agent and a KGB agent work together to stop a plot to destroy the world or take over the world, some shit like that. It's been a minute since I've seen the movie. But it's pretty good. It's got Henry Cavill in it.
Of course.
And that's the only actor I know by name in that movie. I don't remember anybody else. Or Armie Hammer. He's the KGB dude.
His name is Army?
Yeah. Something like...
Army. Okay.
I'll look it up. Let's see. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. cast. Yeah, Armie Hammer.
Wow. His parents hated him.
Probably.
Okay. Well, I think we've diverted quite a bit. You should go into the next section before we make this an hour long.
I already read that.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
You sure?
Yes, because we just talked about the movies.
Okay. You say so. The press has long been both an ally and adversary to intelligence. During World War II and the Cold War, newspapers often suppressed stories for national security reasons. But with time, transparency became unavoidable. In 1970s, the Church Committee exposed CIA and FBI abuses, assassination attempts, domestic spying, and disinformation campaigns. The Pentagon Papers, leaked by Daniel Ellsberg, revealed government deception during the Vietnam War. Later, WikiLeaks and Edward Snowden exposed global surveillance programs that made Orwell look quaint. Public trust in intelligence agencies has since wavered, especially with revelations of domestic surveillance, misinformation campaigns, and covert regime changes. Yet, despite criticism, intelligence remains central to modern geopolitics, often determining the outcomes of wars long before the first bullet is fired.
Today's spies don't carry silenced pistols. They wield algorithms. Modern espionage is driven by cyber warfare, data leaks, and AI-driven intelligence gathering. China's Ministry of State Security, Russia's GRU, and America's NSA engage in digital battles daily, stealing data, sabotaging infrastructure, and manipulating public opinion through misinformation. Yep. The battle is invisible, but more powerful than ever. One hack can cripple economies or ignite wars. I like how anytime that anything like breaks in our country, digitally, they're like, oh, it's fucking China.
Yeah.
Or, oh, it's fucking Russia. Would you stop eating the squeeze?
Not all espionage happens in smoky backrooms or behind encrypted servers. Some of the strangest intelligence experiments in history sound like they belong in a comedy sketch or a sci-fi novel. Let's start with Project Acoustic Kitty. In the 1960s, the CIA genuinely spent over $20 million attempting to turn a cat into a living spy device. The plan...
They don't listen. I don't know why they thought that was going to work.
Yeah, and then they got ran over. Spoilers. Surgically implant a tiny microphone battery and antenna into a cat, then train it to wander near Soviet embassies and pick up conversations. The first test run in Washington, D.C. ended catastrophically. The poor cat ran into oncoming traffic almost immediately and got splatted. The project was scrapped, but not before years of bizarre experimentation. Around the same time, both the U.S. and USSR were experimenting with animal espionage. The Soviets tried equipping dolphins with explosives and sonar gear for harbor defense, while the U.S. Navy trained dolphins and sea lions to locate mines and retrieve equipment. A program that technically still exists.
Yep.
There were even pigeon spies fitted with tiny cameras to photograph enemy positions from above. Some photos were actually usable, though most showed a lot of sky and feathers.
I remember both of those from when I was at school, and I thought they were the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Then there's the dead drop rat. During the Cold War, the CIA developed hollowed-out dead rats filled with messages or microfilm. Yes, please. Left along Moscow streets for agents to discreetly retrieve. The agency also made hollow coins, buttons, and even dog droppings for the same purpose, because nothing's more inconspicuous than something no one wants to touch. You know, that's not a bad idea, though.
Yeah, but you're probably going to get some strange looks walking up, picking up a dog turd, and then leaving.
Probably.
Just, put it in your pocket for a snack.
Snack for later. Perhaps one of the eeriest examples is Operation Mincemeat, a British deception mission during World War II. British intelligence, dressed as a corpse in Royal Marine uniform, filled his pockets with fake personal letters and top-secret documents about Allied invasion plans, and let the body wash ashore in Spain. German intelligence took the bait completely, diverting defenses away from Sicily, the real invasion site. It worked flawlessly and saved countless Allied lives. The Soviets weren't to be outdone on creative deception. They famously bugged the U.S. ambassador's office in Moscow with a wooden plaque, the Great Seal Bug. Gifted by Soviet schoolchildren in 1945, it contained a passive listening device with no power source, activated only when a radio frequency of the right pitch hit it. It went undetected for 7 years and remains one of the cleverest spy gadgets ever built. So essentially, they made a Trojan horse. Is essentially what they did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Out of all of those, I still think the dead drop rat was a good one. Your turn. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Fast forward to the 1980s, the U.S. was developing invisible ink made from microbes, exploding cigars, and even a love potion intended to make Cuban leader Fidel Castro more susceptible to manipulation. That particular plan failed too, but it shows how creative and desperate intelligence agencies could get. And there's the psychic espionage. Yes, seriously, from the 1970s to the 1990s, Both the CIA and the U.S. Army poured money into Project Stargate, which investigated remote viewing, the supposed ability to psychically see across distances. Some experiments were even said to produce hits on hidden objects or military sites. Though later analysis conducted, the results were inconsistent and driven by chance. Still, it became one of the strangest official government research programs ever funded under the banner of national security. Beyond the West, other nations pursued their own shadowy eccentricities. Japan's Unit 731 during World War II used espionage mixed with horrific biological experimentation in Manchuria. North Korea's Reconnaissance Bureau has long operated secret abduction programs, kidnapping foreign nationals, especially Japanese citizens, to train spies in language and culture. Israel's Mossad, meanwhile, has conducted high-daring profile assassinations across multiple continents, many which have still officially never happened.
Perhaps one of the most overlooked corners of espionage history is corporate spying. I just completely blanked. Long before Silicon Valley data theft, 18th century industrial spies stole manufacturing secrets to power national economies. British textile workers who fled to America smuggled knowledge of spinning machinery, illegal at the time, and effectively helped spark the U.S. Industrial Revolution. Fast forward to the modern day, and espionage has gone digital. Nation-states and corporations alike now hack, steal, and manipulate proprietary information at a scale unimaginable just a few decades ago. Even religion has been caught in the web of intelligence. During the Cold War, both sides infiltrated churches and religious organizations to influence public sentiment. The Vatican reportedly maintained one of the most extensive global intelligence networks through its missionary channels, discreet, neutral, and everywhere.
And sometimes spies aren't human at all. In 2016, Iranian officials captured what they claim was an Israeli spy pigeon, complete with micro camera. In 2020, Indian border guards detained a Pakistani spy eagle wearing a tracking ring. Whether those birds were truly spies or not hardly mattered. The paranoia was real, and the headlines were priceless. These oddities, ridiculous as they seem, reveal something important. Espionage is a reflection of imagination under pressure. An endless chess game of information, even the wildest ideas can look plausible when a nation fears being one step behind.
Behind every covert operation are the individuals, sometimes patriots, sometimes opportunists, sometimes ghosts who walk between loyalty and betrayal. Their stories define the moral ambiguity of espionage, heroes to some, traitors to others. Let's start with one of the Cold War's most fascinating figures, Oleg Gordievsky. I don't know why that was so hard. Born into a KGB family, we'll just call him Gordy, rose through Soviet ranks but secretly grew disillusioned with communism. Recruited by Britain's MI6, he became one of the most valuable double agents, leaking Soviet plans and helping defuse nuclear tensions. During the early 1980s, when his cover was blown, MI6 orchestrated a daring escape. Gordy was smuggled out of Moscow in a hidden compartment of a car across Finland and into freedom. His intelligence helped the West understand just how paranoid the Soviet leadership had become. In the U.S., Aldrich Ames and Robert Hansen stand as grim reminders of betrayal within. Ames, a CIA officer, sold the identities of over 100 U.S. assets to the KGB throughout the 1980s, leading to the execution of many of them. He was caught in 1994, and his betrayal remains one of the most devastating in American intelligence history. Hansen, meanwhile, worked for the FBI, while secretly feeding classified information to the Soviets and later the Russians for over 20 years. His actions compromised critical operations, and when finally caught in 2001, investigators called him the most damaging spy in FBI history.
Yeah. Another TV series and movie that I like is Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
They have some pretty good spy-related stuff.
They do.
I mean, they are a police force, and they do get information from stuff and all that jazz.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
The British had their own internal nightmare, the Cambridge Five. Kim Philby, Guy Burgess, Donald MacLean, Anthony Blunt, and John Cairns-Cross. 5 upper-class intellectuals from Cambridge University were recruited by Soviet intelligence in the 1930s. They rose through the ranks of MI6, MI5, and British diplomatic circles, passing thousands of secrets to the USSR. When exposed decades later, it shattered faith in the British establishment and proved that ideology can cut deeper than nationalism. Then there's Richard Sorge. Okay.
Hey, Sorge.
Hey, Sorge. Sorge, what are you doing? A German journalist and spy for the Soviet Union during World War II. Embedded in Tokyo, Sorge used his cover as a Nazi sympathizer to report directly to Moscow. His reports warned of Hitler's invasion of the USSR months in advance, warnings Stalin tragically ignored. Sorge was eventually caught by the Japanese and executed, with the
Posthumously.
honored as a hero of the Soviet Union. Espionage isn't always about betrayal, sometimes it's about survival. Noor Inayat Khan, a British agent of Indian descent, worked for the SOE in Nazi-occupied France. Despite being captured and tortured, she refused to give up a single code or name. She was executed at Dachau, her final word reportedly being liberty. Yeah, liberty. She remains one of the most revered heroines of World War II.
Another extraordinary figure was Sidney Riley, the so-called ace of spies. A Russian-born adventurer fluent in several languages, Riley operated across Europe and Asia, infiltrating governments and cooperations for British intelligence. His daring missions inspired the early James Bond novels, but his real-life story ended in betrayal, captured by the Soviets and executed in 1925. Across the globe, similar stories unfolded in every major power. Marcus Wolf, the legendary head of East Germany's Stasi foreign intelligence, became known as the man without a face because no Western agency had a confirmed photograph of him for over 2 decades. He was a master of infiltration, planting agents in West German government offices, including one who married the West German Chancellor's secretary, an intelligence coup that lasted years. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, Eli Cohen became Israel's most famous spy. Under deep cover in Syria during the early 1960s, Cohen charmed his way into the inner circles of Syrian leadership, hosting lavish parties, gathering military secrets, and even suggesting the planting of eucalyptus trees near military positions, which later served as perfect targeting markers for Israel during the Six-Day War. When he was finally caught and hanged in 1965, he was mourned as a national hero in Israel and a lesson in Syria's intelligence paranoia for decades after.
You said that, and then it reminds me of another game
that
I played with my friend Jared called Beyond Two Souls. And it's about this chick who has like a ghost friend or something like that. Or like her twin brother or sister, whoever it was. And she gets recruited by the military to be a spy. And it's really weird. The game's really weird. It has Willem Dafoe in it, and he's the villain. Who would have guessed?
I was going to say, when he's not a villain.
And then there are defectors, those who flee their homeland with secrets too valuable to keep. During the Cold War, defectors were propaganda gold. Pilots who flew their MiGs to the Western bases were paraded as proof of ideological victory. The most famous modern defector is likely Edward Snowden, who revealed global surveillance programs run by the NSA in 2013. To some, he's a whistleblower exposing government overreach. To others, a traitor who endangered national security. His exile in Russia mirrors the complicated legacy of modern espionage. The line between freedom and betrayal is thinner than ever. Then there was the spy who never was. People who got caught in the storm by accident. And in the 1960s, America, paranoia led civilians of being accused of espionage over misunderstandings or misplaced documents. And the USSR, millions have perished during Stalin's purges under the accusations of spying for the West that were often entirely fabricated.
Jesus, sniffing them like, what are you doing?
And one can't forget the lovers, the agents who crossed lines not for ideology, but for emotion. Double lives meant double hearts. Spies who fell in love with targets, informants, or even their enemies. Many were executed for it, others simply disappeared. Love in espionage has always been the most dangerous secret of all.
I would cross enemy lines for you.
What these stories reveal is that espionage isn't just cold, calculated game. It's deeply human. It's a conversation. It's about conviction, greed, fear, and longing. A spy's greatest weapon isn't a gun or a gadget, it's trust. And breaking the trust, one way or another, leaves echoes that last generations.
And if espionage is an art of deception, then women have long been its most underestimated artists. For centuries, gender bias worked to their advantage. Men in power often assumed women were incapable of intrigue. That arrogance built the perfect cover.
All right.
One of the earliest known female spies was La Malinche, or Malinche, an indigenous woman in 16th century Mexico who became translator and advisor to Hernan Cortez during the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire. Though her legacy is fiercely debated, her linguistic skill and diplomatic cunning made her a key intelligence figure, bridging two worlds with words as a weapon. During the American Revolutionary War, women were the backbone of intelligence networks. Agent 355, a mysterious figure in George Washington's Culper spy ring, passed key information about British troop movements. Her true identity was never confirmed, but many historians believe she may have been an insider in loyalist social circles, using charm and wit to extract secrets from officers who never suspected her. Some reports say she was captured and died aboard a British prison ship, making her one of America's first martyrs of espionage. In World War I, women stepped into the shadows of modern espionage like never before. None were as infamous as Mata Hari, the Dutch exotic dancer turned alleged German spy. Her beauty and mystery captivated Europe, but much of her story was built on exaggeration and myth. Historians now suspect she was more scapegoat than mastermind. Her execution by the French in 1917 symbolized both the paranoia and allure surrounding female spies.
World War II saw women reshape the landscape of global intelligence. Virginia Hall, an American working for British Special Operations executive, operated deep behind enemy lines in occupied France. Despite having a prosthetic leg, known to the Gestapo as the Limping Lady, she coordinated resistance networks, arranged supply drops, and evaded capture repeatedly. When the Nazis finally closed in, she escaped across the Pyrenees on foot in winter. After the war, she became one of the CIA's first female officers.
Cool.
Nancy Wake, another SOE agent, was nicknamed the White Mouse by the Gestapo for her uncanny ability to escape capture. She led guerrilla groups, coordinated parachute drops, and once killed a German sentry with her bare hands. After the war, she was awarded medals by multiple countries, but her legend remained largely unsung outside of France and Australia. Meanwhile, Josephine Baker, yes, the world-famous jazz singer, was secretly an agent for the French resistance. She used her celebrity status to smuggle intelligence written in invisible ink on sheet music and carried coded messages inside her luggage. When the war ended, she was decorated with the Croix de Guerre and the Legion of Honor, proof that espionage would come wrapped in sequins and song. The Soviet Union, too, fielded some of the deadliest female operatives. Ludmila Pavlyuchenko, known as Lady Death, was a sniper who also conducted intelligence missions behind enemy lines. Yelena, oh my god, that's a fucking... Madrzynskaya served in the Soviet counterintelligence, intercepting Nazi spies and dismantling networks from within. Women made up a huge portion of Soviet intelligence, operating as translators, informants, and assassins. Roles often kept secret for decades.
You know what I just thought of? The John Wick movies. There's a lot of spies in that. They're not all assassins.
No, but they're all mostly about fucking killing each other.
Well, yes.
Well, John Wick.
But
John Wick absolutely murdering fucking small country's worth of people.
But yes, but there's still a spyness in it. But
like
if you
what?
look past the John Wick
Like
part,
what?
all the intelligence that they're
Like
getting
what?
through the phone systems and stuff
All they
like
do
that.
is push out bounties.
They're still listening and murking people.
No, they're
and
not.
Yes,
they're
they
just
are.
pushing out bounties.
No, I think it's got some
The
espionage.
the
in
ladies with the phones and the typewriters, all they do was push out bounties and up bounty prices.
there.
And
I
that's
understand that.
That's not really spy anything.
I think there's a spy.
There's not.
Yes.
There's not.
Maybe to you, but to me
You're
there
digging
is.
too hard into it.
Nope.
It's literally
The Cold
about
War.
assassins. Digging too deep into it. Too deep in it.
The Cold War brought a quieter but equally
Too deep
dangerous stage. Female agents were often used for honey trap. Ew, stop looking at my hand. Honey trap operations, seducing targets for secrets. But some turned the game around. Marthe Nackert, a Belgian nurse, used her wartime cover to smuggle documents and sabotage communications. Others, like Melita Norwood, lived double lives for decades. She was a British civil servant secretly spying for the KGB, passing atomic research data to Moscow for over 40 years before being exposed at age 87. Even in modern times, women have remained at the forefront of intelligence. Valerie Plame, a CIA operative outed in 2003, became the face of a political firestorm. Her identity leaked as retribution for her husband's criticism of the Iraq War. Her case highlighted not only the human cost of exposure, but also how women had quietly risen through the ranks of the intelligence world, often under intense scrutiny. Behind the digital veil, female analysts and field operatives now make up an increasing share of intelligence agencies worldwide. Gina Haspel, for instance, became the first female director of the CIA in 2018, a role that would have been unimaginable just a few decades prior. In Israel's Mossad, women have long been prized for undercover work, often leading teams in counterterrorism operations. Pop culture eventually caught up. Characters like Evelyn Salt, Sydney Bristow, and Natasha Romanoff, or Black Widow, reshaped the cinematic spy archetype, fusing beauty, brains, and brutality. Yet, even before them, the DNA of female espionage was embedded in figures like Ilsa Faust from Mission Impossible and the countless femme fatales of classic noir who blurred the line between love and betrayal.
What ties all these women together is resilience in a world that constantly underestimated them. They turned the very stereotypes meant to contain them into their strongest weapons. Whether through seduction, intellect, empathy, or courage, they manipulated expectations to rewrite the rules of the spy game. In the end, while men built institutions of espionage, women often perfected its execution. They were the invisible architects of chaos, the quiet saboteuses who proved that power in the shadows has no gender. The world of espionage has always thrived in gray areas between truth and deception, heroism and betrayal.
And while the faces and tools have changed, the mission remains the same, to know what others would keep secret.
Maybe the real question is whether we need spies,
but whether we can ever live without them.
Thanks for joining us in the shadows. Stay alert out there because somewhere is watching. Thanks for wandering through history with us on Echoes of the Past.
If you liked what you heard, subscribe, rate us, and tell that one friend who still quotes fun facts at parties.
And remember, history may repeat itself,
but we promise not to.
See you in the next Echo.